Right guys, so it is Saturday afternoon on the farm. The container that you saw in last week's vlog. I'm gonna go take a look inside, see what he's up to. So he started some work on the hatches that are going in. We still can't tell you what we're doing just yet, but it does give you a little bit of a clue. But keep watching and subscribe, stay tuned, and you're gonna see the whole process of the container. So we're inside the container that you saw getting delivered on last week's vlog. If you can see here on the walls, we've got marked out where the two hatches are going that we're going to install. So we've got one going here at the top end and then one at the very top of the container there on the end in the centre. So just putting some framework together for that now. Putting the front end hatch opening out now.
That would be the outside frame that I want to the container.
Yeah. That'll sit on like that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Like a glove. That's the frame fitted. Let's put together. So he's just tap that on now, just give man do that. So frame there, and then he's going to cut the rest out, and that'll be like a swinging hatch that swings down and closes. So we are moving, progress. So the hatch here that's going to swing open the same, that's going to be solid, so it'll come down, and once it's open, it'll be open. This one is going to have a hatch on, but also a set of windows on, double windows that open at the side, so that it can be sort of universal. So if we want to use it as an open hatch, we can. If not, we'll keep them closed, whereas that one will be an open all the time. So that is what that's going to be. First hatch fully cut out now. He's just making the door and frames in, obviously what we put in earlier, cut out, and then he's just finishing the door. So looking good.
Good morning. Oakleys just asked me to give you an update on this container which got delivered. It's a couple of weeks ago now. So what we're doing is turning it into a sort of self-contained unit, but what we want to do, because it's a metal container, we need to stop any condensation, because as soon as the sort of warm air from inside here hits any of the cold air outside and vice versa, it will create condensation. So on the inside, what I'm doing is putting some uprights in, timber uprights, and what I've used is a strong adhesive to stick those to the ridges which stand out quite prominent on here, all the way down, all the way up to the ceiling. So first of all, I'm doing the sides. I've only come down to this part here because there's some continuous work going on here. That's got to be cut out, likewise this here, so that can't be done. I think Rob's coming today to do some more work on it. So then I've gone all the way down here. I've left the vents exposed at the top. If you can see those, they actually come as a standard thing in this container anyway. Then moving on from that, I've started now putting a rock wool insulation inside in there, which is basically just cutting its size and then pushing it in. There's a number of different ways you can insulate it. This is one of the most cost effective because we're not living in it, so it doesn't necessarily need to be that sort of top thermal quality, which is about 34, I think, something like that. So this is going on now. I shall obviously continue with that. I shall probably go that way with this, because we're using an OSB board on top of this, which is 18mm thick, which will also give it another thermal insulation, because it's quite hard to get sort of hot or cold through that gap. I'm going to go that way with it. So they're going to be on top, and it will leave then a sort of a gap, because this is more than 8 foot tall. It's 9.6. So then I'll need to put a strip in at the top. The ceiling, again, I'm going to be sticking timbers onto the ceiling. That'll be done by probably the end of this day. They'll be stuck on. I'll use props to hold it up while the glue goes off. That's that. And then the next update will be when I actually start putting these boards on either side. I can completely do this one, mostly this one. So I'll see you soon.
So a little Monday morning update in the shipping container that Chris has been cracking on with his craftsman skills, you know. So pretty much almost all boarded out. He's just going to finish this top side. And then I think we've got to get a extraction system in up on that corner where Chris is now. So we're going to start looking at that next. But yeah, it's looking good progress. So it's just a little bit of an update to show you how we're getting on with that. Oh. Huh? Oh.
I'm just giving a quick update. Oakleys asked me to do a video. Not used to it. I'm normally getting recorded. I'm just going to pan around because we're inside the kitchen. Myself and Chris are working on finishing this off. We've got a time scale to work to. At the moment, you possibly can see right up there with the extraction he's been doing on the floor down the bottom there.
So I've just come around to the container for to show you a little bit of an update how I've been getting on. Obviously Chef Chris and our Chris. Just gonna have to say Chef and Chris basically. We're in here yesterday. We've got all the white hygiene panelling on down the bottom. Obviously all the tiles are on. So yeah, and they obviously finished boarding the roof off here as well. So that's ready to be hygiene boarded as well. So yeah, looking good progress. Extractors in, we've just got to get the fans in for that. So yeah, pretty sure you can probably guess what it is now. Alex is back at the farm. He's just come to inspect Amy and Chris in the container. They're doing a little bit of putting the hygiene panelling on.
Yeah, we just literally just cut this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anything else. And it fits perfect.
Fits perfect. Yeah. Is that the first one that's fit?
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Great progress. Right, guys, it is Wednesday on the farm. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, Wednesday. And me and Noah are doing a little bit of a job round by where the TP is. So today we are moving the shipping container, and I may as well reveal to you what the container is now because we've got signage on it. So signage on the front, and this is going to be called the Buffalo & Co kitchen. So in here on the side as well, Buffalo & Co kitchen. This is where we're going to be cooking the buffalo meat straight from the field, straight in the kitchen and onto your plate.
This is where the tiles come straight off the wall.
Yeah, so, yeah, possibly. So we're going to be moving it. Well, I know it's just said there, but obviously all the tiles are on the wall. So Noah's a little bit dubious that we might lose a few tiles. But we're going to see. So obviously we've got all these tiles on the wall in here. So yeah, it's a little bit risky, but we want it pulling up a little bit. So that's what we're going to go for anyway. So we'll see. But yeah, so we're going to be cooking up some delicious homegrown, home-reared water buffalo in here. There's going to be burgers, some other bits, you know, buffalo mince on the chips and that, loaded chips, I'm not quite sure. But Chef Chris taught you through all that shortly when we finally open it. So it's going to be another couple of weeks, but we're almost there now. Just titivating and moving it around and stuff, a little bit of electrics. So yeah, let's get going. So first off on this little bit of a job that we're on, we're going to try and lift the back end up and slide his sleeper further up, drop it back down, and then we're going to go to the top end and pull it forward so that the back will slide on the sleeper. That is the, you know, little bit of engineering experience behind me, so I'm going to, that's the plan that I'm going for. So we'll see what it does. So we want to get the buffalo and Co Kitchen, sort of in line with the front of the farm shop there. That's the plan. So that's what me and Noah are going to attempt. Right, so we've just made a nice little bit of a gap down here so they can put some gas bottles down here for the cookers. So it's looking good. And then we're going to go up to the front end now, put some chains on and pull it forward a bit. And then technically it should, the sleeper we put in the back there should just slide across the top of that as we pull it forward. That's the theory. Right guys, so another wet and miserable day on the farm, but I tell you where it isn't wet and miserable, in the Buffalo & Co kitchen. So we're going to head over to there today to see Chef himself. Here he is.
Good morning.
Just wondered if you're up for smashing up a smash burger.
A what? Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we're going to head in and we're going to put together one of our home reared water buffalo burgers.
Yes, we are.
Smash burgers.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Basically, we don't want to be overcooking the burger and we don't want to end up with raw onions at the same time. So that's looking a bit more like it. You see they're paper thin. You can sort of see through them. I'll probably show you in that hand. You can see through them. You know, that's how thin we want them. We can get going. So here we go. So on here, I've just got a little bit of melted butter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on this fancy little gadget here, and you can just roll it around.
What's that called?
And toast this bun. What, this gadget? I've honestly got no idea.
Okay.
Butter roller.
Butter upper.
Butter roller, yeah, that'll do. So we're just gonna butter that up, as you can see.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna go straight on there.
Okay.
And we're gonna toast that bun up. That's where the name comes from. So we're just gonna add a little bit on there, not too much, just enough.
Yeah.
Lovely job. And then the next thing, got some pickles. So these are regular dill pickles or gherkins in this country. So we're going to add 4 of those.
4 of them on there.
And there we are. So next thing we're going to do, we've got the grill hot. You can see there's obviously that little bit of butter that's still on there from the buns, which is great because then we can go straight onto that with our buffalo meat.
Yeah.
And then we've got the onions that we've sliced really nice and thin.
So we're putting them on top.
Paper thin. Exactly, we put those straight on top. So we're going to smash that down straight away with our a burger smasher, courtesy of the lads at Block. So on we go. Nice pressure on that. You want to get it nice and thin, just like so. And there we are. Then we're going to hit with a little bit of our seasonings. This is a seasoning blend that I make. There's obviously some salt in there. There's a few other ingredients, which again I can't really tell you. Okay, so there, see at the edge there, it's nice and crisp. We're just gonna flip that one. Flip that one. Gonna tuck those onions, and you can see the sort of crust that you get on the top there, really nice and crispy. And then we're gonna go on with cheese. So we're using 2 types of cheese here. So this one is smoked applewood cheddar, which I think, because we're not cooking on a barbecue, you don't get that sort of natural smoky flavour. I like to use a smoked cheese on one just to give you a little bit of a smoke flavour on that.
So is it 2 different cheeses just for adding the flavour, or?
Basically, yeah. So and then this one is your sort of typical American style burger cheese, which is really good, melty, yeah, that sort of gooey, cheesy thing going on. So yeah, then we cloche these and we leave these, and we just want the cheese to melt now, and that's all we're doing. Lay it up, and it also just sort of it feels better when you're eating it. You get a nice little, you're biting through 2 patties rather than just a single layer. So there you go. That gets the bun on the top. You can see all those lovely crispy edges there on the
which is
meat.
what we're looking for.
That's it. You get the pickles, you got the sauce, you got your 2 types of cheese in there as well. Just ooey gooey magic. Let's have a look. So I'll pull it open. So you can see how much all the juice is still in there. It's great, cheesy, delicious.
Oh, look at that.
Amazing.
To
Yeah,
me, that looks
you can have that big bit.
absolutely smashing.
Nice one.
Cheers.
Cheers. Obviously got the sauce on the bottom, brings a little bit of sweetness, not too much. A little bit of smokiness as well. You're also getting that from the smoked cheese. You've got the pickles on there that just cut through the richness. And then obviously the buffalo meat. Just really good flavour. Delightful. And that'll do us, I reckon.
Yeah, good. So guys, don't know what happened. Buffalo & Co kitchen, homemade. Would you call it homemade?
Yeah, farm made.
Farm-made.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Home-reared, farm-reared buffalo smash burger from Chris Gallagher, Chef Chris Gallagher, in the kitchen. I'm Oakley the farmer. This is Chris Chef. This food was raised by a farmer, prepared by a chef. See you next time.